Hello. On behalf of all the viewers and myself, I'd like to welcome you, sir, for our interview session. For until now, who doesn't know about you, I just want to give a small introduction. Everyone, our dear Shivraj sir is an assistant professor in teaching in HKBK College of Engineering in the physics department. He holds a PhD in non-linear optics, and being my teacher, and I should tell you that he's an amazing one. Me asking a lot of doubts and he answering them all, it's really a great talent. I always irritate him with my silly questions, but he answers all of those with his patience, and he literally gives me an amazing answers which always satisfies my questions. Sir, so once again we like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you very much for your kind words.
Okay. Sir, so are you ready for the main event, the question and answers?
Yeah, we can start. So there is a small mistake in my name actually. It is a SHIVA, Shivaraj.
Okay, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay, it's okay. Continue.
Okay, so this hasn't happened in many common ways because it's all times the teachers who is always questions the students, but it's the first time that we have got a chance to question you, sir. So we are going to utilize it to the fullest. So the first question. How you feel satisfied in this profession as a teacher?
So my journey for the teaching, so it started with HKBK only. So because I have completed my PhD in the last year, I have submitted my thesis and I joined for teaching. So I was interested in the field of teaching. The HKBK, it was the first platform for me. And anyway, I started with your sections only. I section.
Yeah, that's true.
My first section in my teaching experience. And I got good students also, like you. And,
thank you, sir.
I was very interested in teaching, but the teaching skills I was lacking because I haven't had any experience in that field. And it was a completely learning process. Teaching is completely a learning process. Even though I had a subject knowledge, so I was unable to convey the students in the beginning. As you have seen, I have faced some difficulties also. And so that was not an issue in the online classes because monitoring in the online class was not that difficult, because when you come in the offline mode, so monitoring will be difficult for the students in the classroom. So because they will be talking, they will be thinking something else, and we have to bring their attentions to the topic and we have to convey them, whether they understood or not. We have to seek all those things. But that is the effective mode. I guess the offline mode is the effective mode to make understand the students that regarding all the topics and all. So overall, it was a good actually. I am satisfied with this field, and since I had a research background also, so as you have seen, I can convey the students so with the wider topics as well as okay. So I can give more examples. So since I know what is going on in the research, in the physics as well as in the chemistry, in the science field, so I could give more examples as well as. So not only the conveying the students with the theoretical knowledge, so I could give the practical knowledge also for the students. So whatever the knowledge I had, I used to convey. So overall, I am satisfied with this field.
Yeah, sir. Even though, as you mentioned, it was your first experience, you nailed it, sir. We literally enjoyed your classes.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
so that's one down and few more to go. So your second question, did your studies or present generation influence your teaching?
So definitely, coming to the studies. So anyway, the studies, the concepts, physics concepts, the theories, that will be same. So irrespective of the generation, right? So E is equals to
Yes,
mc square, that will be there for even for the upcoming generations also. Okay, theories and concepts will be same. The only thing is the present generation. You are talking about generation, right? So people, the mindset of the people that changes for every generation. So for that, we have to keep update ourselves as a teacher. We should keep update ourselves with the current technology, the current the mindset of the students. We need to understand the psychology. So that is very important. So coming to the studies, so that what I have studied, comparing to the research. So I am not applying any the research topics whatever I have studied in my PhD. I'm not applying in this teaching field actually, because since the engineering in the engineering physics coming to the syllabus and all, so that is very even though it is vast, uh, the topics are very basics. So we cannot apply the research that what I have done to this one. So whenever the students that are very much interested, so like you used to ask many questions in depth. So that time I used to give more explanation. So that time I used to use some of the studies that I have done in the research areas. So those things.
So, frankly saying, you among all the questions, I felt this was the most tricky question, but you still nailed it, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
So, moving on to your next question. Sir, how do studies influence? Oh, sorry, my mistake. How do students influence or contribute to your life?
So especially for freshers, so those who are coming to the teaching field as a fresher, students gives more contribution because so they will give a lot of feedbacks. So whether they understood or not, so we have to go with the different methods. We have to apply different teaching methodologies. So if you consider one classroom, so there will be different types of students. So some students they understand very easily, they will grasp very easily. So even though if your teaching skill is not at all good, so they will understand. So if you have a little knowledge, so they will definitely understand. So some students, so they will be below average, like they don't understand. So whatever you say. So for them, you need to apply different methods. You have to use different examples. You have to give more examples, and you have to convey them. Some students they will be very below average. Okay, for those students, even though if you try to give more examples, even though if you try to give more explanation, so they don't understand. So for those students, so it will be a challenging in this field. Uh, Coming to the so the influence. So how do students influence or contribute to your lives? So definitely, so students feedback. So that really helped me uh, to develop my teaching skills as well as the teaching methodology. So that I adopted, and as well as I had to prepare more. So the students like you, they used to ask so many questions. So I had to prepare more.
Sir, is there any feedback which you'd like to share from one of your students?
So especially the one that the seminar that I have conducted. So I think you remember.
Okay.
So I had given many topics, like I had divided so many groups. I have made some 3 to 4 groups. So
Yeah.
4 people group, and you used to choose a topic, and you are allowed to give a presentation in the seminar on your interested topics. So that was really good. So you people have really done a good job, and you took it very seriously. And at your age, at your experience, at your in the student age, so that was really a good one. Like you will be having the stage fear, you'll be having lack of
Yes.
knowledge about the topic, but still you did very well. And all the students from my section, so they did very well.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So moving on to our next question. Basically, it's not a question; it's a point of view which I need your explanation on it.
Okay.
So, crisis of pandemic was more overwhelming than any other personal crisis. So, what's your point of view on this thing?
So crisis of pandemic.
Yeah, sir. We are still facing the pandemic yet.
Yes, yes, yes. See, this pandemic is really affecting people in different ways actually, and that entirely depends on the person how he experienced. So some people they experience a really bad situation. Some they don't even affect so far. But for me, considering the pandemic situation, so in my case, I supposed to complete my PhD last year, and I was supposed to join the teaching field last year. So 1 year has been extended. So that is one point. And the main thesis was the job opportunities. So for freshers, so after completing my PhD studies, so I was seeking for jobs. So I searched for jobs around some 4 to 5 months. So later I got this opportunity here, and I'm thankful for this opportunity. And the crisis, personal crisis, the same thing, the job crisis that I have faced, and the financial crisis, especially that happens to everybody, and especially the middle class people, it's really affected. I think that's the crisis that I have faced.
Okay, so well answered. Moving on to our next question.
Okay.
How will you change yourself for the future? It's a tricky one, sir.
Yes, it's definitely a tricky one. The same thing, as we keep going in this field, so whatever the field may be, every day we will be facing some experiences. So those experiences will count down, and you will gain more experiences, and that experience that becomes your knowledge, and you have to keep update. So with the current technology, and whatever the technologies that comes, that you have to update yourself, and you have to understand the current situations also, the pandemic, and you have to keep moving. I think that is what will add up to your future. So the whatever the present the situations or the studies that you do, and that you gain the present knowledge in the present situation, so that will add up to your future.
Oh, that's even an inspiration for me also, sir. Thank you about it. Okay, so so let me tell you, this is the final question, sir,
Okay.
and it's the most anticipated one. What is the message you would like to give to the students?
Okay, actually, I am not that great person to give messages and all. So anyway, so as a student, you are asking. Okay. So as you are aware of that the pandemic situation, so currently that is going on, and especially the education sector that is completely not at all. So now the students are attending online classes. So I don't know how many will be listening, how many are interacting with the teachers. As I see, so in my experience, so in my experience, so most of the students they will not be interacting. So even if I call their names, so they don't respond. So what I'm suggesting is that as a teacher, so we will be preparing more for you people. So we will be collecting more information. We will be preparing the online content, the PPTs, and the notes, and even we are using the different methodologies to make you feel comfortable in the online mode classes. But when we see the less interaction from the students, when we don't listen to the classes and all, so we feel really bad about that one. Because even we lose interest, and we will be simply doing it for the sake of the completion of the syllabus and all. So we will not be interested in further explanations and all. So when you interact more, so we will also keep our interest, and we will also providing the more information, and you can also gain knowledge. Okay, so that is what I used to do. So when I used to take the classes for your section, right? So you used to interact, and I used to give more information. That somehow, so it will be helpful for you. So what I am suggesting you is, so keep interact with your teachers, gain knowledge. So even though if it is the classes are going online mode, so you learn as much as possible, and you can learn apart from your syllabus. You can learn other softwares also. So there are many online courses that are going on. You can make use of this pandemic situation. Anyway, you will be sitting at your home, so there will be no problem for your food and all, your parents will be taking care of you. So there will be no issues. So that you can learn more actually. So, but that depends on your interest. But show your interest. So if you lose interest at this age, you will not. It will be very difficult for you to gain interest in the later age. Okay, so that is what I can say. So keep building your knowledge uh, and keep up your opportunities. So upcoming opportunities, keep moving and make a plan, proper plan. So when this pandemic over, you can execute your plans. And all. So that's what I can say.
So really, thank you for your guiding words.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thanks.
So, well, that was the end of our interview session. So, any reviews that you want to give for this interview session? How did you feel it?
Yes, actually, I used to give interviews for jobs. So as a student, you have taken me. So this is my first experience actually as a student, and you have given a certain feedbacks also regarding my teaching. So even that gives me a lot for the motivation also. So you had expressed your feelings, you have expressed your experience with my teaching. Even that helped me. Even that motivates me. That encourages for my further teaching also. Anyway, thank you. It was really good. Nice meeting you.
So, thank you, sir. From all the viewers and myself, I once again wish you thank you for allowing yourself to be interviewed. Okay, so that's the end of our interview session. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. All the best. Thank you.